Professor Guido a bit. You just released your latest numbers. On the one hand, reproduction number RT the R naught is still below 1. On the other hand, you also noted 4 straight weeks na tumataas. I mean, it's still below 1, but it's going from 0.81 to 0.88. Which of these are trends that are troubling, and or do we hang on to all of this, the fact that everything is still below 1, that everything is still good news?
Yes, Robbie. We did note that the reproduction number has been increasing, pero it hasn't increased above 1 yet. So that is the good news. So it just means na the rate of decrease has slowed down. Pero generally, we're still on a general decrease. There might be a slight uptick. I think my colleagues have noted a slight uptick. Pero we're overall it's decreasing in NCR. I mean, or at least it's not yet. I mean, it's not yet to the point that it has increased significantly. So we're not sure if this is the effect of the Philippine Red Cross delay in testing because they have resumed testing. So that will cause a backlog of cases, or there's also the possibility that there's a delay in testing due to laboratories because of the typhoon. So some laboratories did not report on time. So these are some of the things that may affect the reproduction number. On the other hand, we notice that the positivity rate has gone down to 5%, and that's a big deal. The hospitals are not, at critical levels. That's also a good sign that the numbers are generally, they're generally okay right now. Of course, it's not okay in some other places like Davao City and in some places, in some parts of Pampanga, and of course, Benguet.
Is there a behavioral risk given this optimism, this hope that we're getting? Ngayon na malapit na ang vaccine. I mean, what is the risk for the population and for the common person in terms of letting their guards down, or people thinking, okay lang, we have a solution inside?
I don't think that the reason why, first of all, people are letting their guards down. No? This is the reason why we noted the uptick. We have not defined the causality yet because we don't have the data to prove that. But 3 weeks ago, we already called that as we open up the economy, it's not a question of if, okay? It's a question of, it's a question of by how much, and when this uptick will start. And while we aren't saying that what we're observing is a cause for alarm, it's something that we have to monitor. The rise in the R is very gradual. It's still below 1, so it's something that is still positive in the general scheme of things. But yes, as we open up, Robbie, transmissions will go up, and my fear is not even the vaccine. Most people have not fully understood the implications of the Pfizer results or the efficacy of the Pfizer drug. But really, more people are focused on opening up stores, opening up the economy, getting back to their jobs, getting back to the new normal that's so called. And our fear, that's why we raised this. We pointed this out in our report. The biggest problem for us as a country now is we're on a downward trend. It's good. We hit 5% positivity rate. If we can get it down to less than 5 for 2 weeks, that would be a basis for opening up. The biggest challenge for us is complacency, and that's a big problem now. Overestimating our achievements and underestimating the virus from the side of the citizenry, the private sector, and government. That's why OCTA is trying to produce this on a weekly basis to show, little things are happening. Yes, they're not a cause for alarm now, but we should monitor them, and we should adjust our behavior and strategies to ensure that we can sustain these positive trends. Now, another note, while NCR is doing very well, many other places around the country are suffering outbreaks. And the big story now this week is Davao City. Davao City has been a paragon of good management as far as this pandemic is concerned. But over the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it's been having a hard time dealing with a surge in cases. And so we've been noticing it and we've been calling it out. And I'm very sure that they're doing something about it because from our sources, lockdowns are already in place. And we're hoping that they'll be able to manage it because Davao City is a densely populated area, no, and is a economic center in that part of Mindanao. And there's another place now which has been a paragon of contact tracing, Baguio City. It's still grappling with its own surge of cases, no, and we're not sure what the strategies are there, but hopefully, whatever they are, the intervention of the local government will bring down those cases. It's not just in Baguio City. No, there's places like Tuba,
Itogon.
okay, and Itogon. So it's a province-wide phenomena. So we have to take note of all of this. We cannot sustain the downward trend of the country right now and of the NCR if we have all of these outbreaks happening all at the same time.
But the president last night was pretty euphoric. I don't know if you'd call it realistic, but he was pretty euphoric. Sabi niya, hindi na talaga nakakatakot yung COVID-19 because of the Pfizer story. I'm wondering how you view that kind of publicly stated optimism and how it will impact ordinary people.
Yeah, but that optimism is his own point of view. But I mean, that's our role as scientists is to inform people. Now, this is far from being, the vaccine is far from being produced and manufactured in scale or in large quantities that will be accessible to our country. And we have to constantly inform people that while that is not yet a reality, that we have to continue fighting this virus and, extolling those things that brought us here at this point, that brought us this downward trend in the first place, which, by the way, is not really just government intervention, no? It's not just the government program that's doing well, no? It's actually the important role of citizens, no? Citizens played a very big role in bringing down the numbers in NCR. Citizens played a big role in bringing down the numbers in Cebu, and we need that kind of discipline to continue in the coming months, no? While we're still grappling with the reality of manufacturing to scale this vaccine. By the way, the timelines are still quite long, huh? Even the Pfizer thing won't happen in 6 months, no? I mean, they're going to produce a batch largely for the consumption of the US. So the US market, and they're only going to be able to produce 1 billion after a year. So this is very far, no, from a done deal. And so that's why we have to constantly urge people to be vigilant.